So, you've been looking for fun, entertaining, and educational streams centered around aviation, space, and sci-fi, with some art and variety tossed in. Well, you've made it. Welcome to the Zulu Group. I am your host, Commander Z-Man. My stream time is Monday through Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. This interactive stream is always inclusive and lighthearted, with a focus on capture for educational content creation across all platforms.
Okay, guys, you see Austin Powers? Like, I think I'm in one of those situations too.
When I say everything aviation, I mean just that. From space to air combat, carrier operations, and remote control, there's always something new to experience when you come into the chat.
Sure, buddy.
I don't understand how, like, when I'm not playing with y'all, I get, like, MVP all the time, get, like, 9 and 10 kills. And then when I play with y'all, I get, like, 1 and 2.
Because we steal from them.
Discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about this stuff before getting into this whole thing, you know? I mean, straight up, one guy gets his face bitten off by a raccoon, and we show it. Oh man, do we show it.
Oh, that's the bobcat! Oh, watch out! Oh, shoot! Get out! What?
Oh, Alicia.
Welcome to another Odyssey. Get a little gas. Welcome to another Odyssey. I'm gonna set your face on fire. Let's get higher. I'm gonna set your face on fire. Let's get higher.
Hey y'all, he's cool.
He's Kegs.
And I'm Legatus.
And one of these two is a dick.
We'll leave that up to you to figure out.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I'm just saying that because one of y'all's name is Richard and Snake, and I'll let everyone else figure it out. It's a guy.
It's a guy. Hi, boys.
It's the guy with the hat.
Hi, boys.
Well, Hattie, go lay down.
How was your week?
Eventful.
What's it?
Fat guy lost 20 pounds. I don't know that literally, but I'm assuming from dehydration I lost some weight.
How'd the Beagle thing go then?
It was fun. I got to do what they call marshalling, which is anytime the judges kick a dog, I got to go catch the prick.
Okay.
It involves a lot of miles, and then you got to help with judging a little bit. You know, you got to, watch the hair cross and then see what dog's on the line and talking and whatnot. It was interesting. Learned a lot of shit. Ran around a bunch in the fucking swamp. We had 160 acres of fenced in area we were running in. Excuse me. And yeah, it was fun. Met a lot of people. Saw a lot of dogs. What's that?
How cold was it?
Chilly. I don't know. I had a vest, a hoodie, and a pair of insulated pants on.
Okay. So it wasn't freezing? 15.
15, 18.
Yeah.
On Saturday, and then I think today we were up in like the low to mid 20s. Snowing all goddamn day. I was soaked by the end of it.
Yeah, boys, we are built different. Crazy.
Oh, Pumpkin, would you have melted?
I would have froze. But, how about you, Mr. Legatus? How was your...
Work was, same old. Spent most of it in a boom lift, 60 feet up on a building. And the winds were howling this week. It definitely got a little colder. We had, last week felt like spring. First week of spring feels like winter.
Go figure, dude. Go figure. Dude, 60
hey, man,
feet
of
up,
course,
dude.
you up in that boom lift were sitting there like working on something, and all of a sudden it was over here, and then it was over here.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fun working in those sometimes. Yeah, especially when you're straight up against the building. It's one of those things. When you're on a small machine and you're all the way up at its limit, it feels worse than when you're on a bigger machine higher up, but you're in more of a comfort zone, right? I don't know. It's it's kind of weird. But yeah, we're on one of those tiny little machines, and we're pushing it right to the limit.
Yeah, no, that was never fun. I never enjoyed that. Although I would hope yours was maybe in a little bit better repair than ours was, because ours, we actually had to chain it to the thing we were working on. Otherwise, it would sway too much and it would throw itself off balance and it would tip over.
Oh yeah, well that
So
definitely sounds like it needs some work.
Yeah, no, you'd get up there and you'd have to immediately chain it so it could only sway like 3 feet instead of however much it would have anyway. It was fun.
And then Thursday we spent most of the day craning loads up onto the roof, and Friday we had swing stage training, so that's going to be the next thing I'm dangling off of.
It reminds me of Spider Monkey. You remember Spider Monkey? The guy.
Oh yeah,
we interviewed the dude. He was like a high line, power line dude. Used to hang from
scaffolding.
Whatever. Yeah, that dude was like, he used to hang from shit for a living. I was like, fuck that.
He still does. Still does.
Fuck that.
That fucking goofy bastard.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. I can tell you, I was never a big fan of heights, even when I was doing roofing and shit. But you know,
dude, the swaying at 60 feet, like, no, fuck that, dude. I can feel it like in a 12 foot, like when I used to have a reach. No, I'm good. And I was inside. No, I'm good. I'll tip that shit. I'm top heavy.
The highest I've ever been up working on something, well, as far as like when I was doing houses and shit, we were doing a roof on a place that went up to about 160 feet. And I was straddling the peak, leaning over, putting on a piece of fascia. That was interesting.
Yeah, that's a pretty big building.
Yeah, it was. It was just a big fucking mansion. And I remember I was leaning over. I had a flannel on because it was like mid-spring, so it was like a chilly-ish morning. And I had I used to have, back in the days when I was still allowed to rock a flip phone, because I would much prefer a flip phone to this smartphone bullshit we got nowadays. It was sitting in my shirt pocket, kind of like this, but in my flannel. And I leaned over, I was messing with that fascia, and I had to like adjust it, and I'm hammering on it and shit. And then my phone flopped out of my pocket. And someone's like, you didn't even try to catch that. I said, fuck no, dude. I don't give a shit if that phone hits the ground.
Yeah, compared to risking falling off, yeah, for sure. There's
I'm like, I'm not sitting here wanting to sing "I Believe I Can Fly" for fucking however many fucking stories down I had to go.
For your Nokia 920, you don't want to.
Yeah, no, actually, it was a Kyocera. It was a Kyocera or
dude,
whatever, however the fuck you say it.
Tough phones with the rubber coating. Those things are legit. You could run those
the
over
old Nokia brick.
Shit. Yeah, dude.
Well, the funny thing was it fell out of my pocket, and I get down to the ground later on for lunch break or whatever, and I went over to it, and it was ringing. The screen wasn't working, and it was busted apart at the hinge, but the cord was still connected and shit, so it was ringing. So I picked up 2 pieces, and I hit the green button, and I held them up to my face, and I was like, yellow, you know, and it was my mom, ironically, but still made a phone call. Couldn't tell who the fuck was calling, couldn't use your screen at all, but, you know, it would still ring.
That's it's some pretty good quality, right? Nowadays with these smartphones, it's all glass, right? You drop it off a table, you're risking losing everything on it.
You know what's fucking funny? Like, you know, I didn't plan to get into any of this, but I just watched a documentary, like a mini documentary on farmers are having to hack their tractors and shit. Apparently John Deere is the only, like, their people are the only people that have the software to diagnose everything. So, like...
Yep, same thing with Caterpillar.
Yeah, and now there's, like, a bill to where you have the right to repair. I don't... Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what are the farmers into? And then you see in France, the farmers are, like, dumping manure and shit. I'm like, dude, farmers have had enough, dude. They're about to snap. They just want to farm, my dude.
Well, yeah, France is famous for protesting, for sure. It's basically a national sport over there.
Dude, it looked like a few soccer games in France.
even cars nowadays, right? Like they're getting more and more exclusive. You have to take them to a specialty garage or whatever. You buy a BMW, you can't just go to your local mechanic anymore. One of those new age ones. Even
That's what my
with
little
the
brother
electronics and stuff, right?
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff that you have to be on the ball for, right? And
Well, and I didn't know
everything's
how
changing.
bad.
It's becoming a lot more intricate.
You're right, dude. My little
Yeah,
brother
well,
just bought an
that's-
i28 or whatever, and that thing, he's already spent like $2,500 just going to the shop and having shit maintained. And I'm just like, holy fuck. Yeah. Turbos, buddy. Turbos.
Yeah, well, and that's like my I got a Cat 980K for my main loader for my crusher, and anything happens with that, for the most part, we have to call Cat and they have to come and fuck with it. Our 950M, which is one of our newer ones, smaller machine, that one's been having a lot of fuel regulation problems. Cat has to come deal with that. Our John Deere 844, not as bad because it's an older model. I think it's a J model. But yeah, the new ones, like when I was up at the mine there, we had a 844. What was the letter designation on that prick? I don't remember what it was right now, but it was one like it was like only like a 2-year-old machine, if that. And it had there was an issue with the steering arms, the steering hydraulic cylinders. It would blow them out. Get out of there. Sorry about that. It would blow out the left one all the time. Lay down. Thank you. It would blow out the left one all the time, so you could only steer one way. It was a pain in the ass because like it would just shut down the whole steering, and it would be like articulated in a stupid way. You're in a building because it would run in what we called the COSA, which is coarse ore storage area, and you just have to like limp it out of the way the best you could, and then they'd have to get like John Deere, or for us it'd be McCoy or Mick. Yeah, I think it's McCoy. No, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, some fucking place that's based out of the Marquette area to come out with their service tech and fuck with it because we weren't allowed to touch it. Problem was that machine was made during COVID when everything was on strike. So basically, it was interns and office workers who put this machine together, and you could tell.
Right, everything's breaking down all the time.
It was bad. It was real bad. We had so many problems with that fucking machine. I'm like, just call it a lemon and fucking trade it in and get a new one because fuck this thing.
It's just fucking.
But it was quick. Like I actually really liked it. Like for the size, so like for the weight of the ore we were handling, it would fucking. You had to put like a little tiny bucket on. It was like a 3-yard bucket. And they're supposed to come with like a 6 or an 8. Actually, I think some might have had a 10. But anyway, it looked like a little teaspoon on the front of it. It was hilarious. So, but the ore was so heavy, we were still getting 20-ton buckets. It was ridiculous for the heavy shit. But anyway, yeah, it was a quick machine, really fast. But yeah, it just had a umpteen million fucking problems, and I was really happy when it would break down because then we could get the real big bucket machine, which was number 90, in there, and that thing you could even with the lighter ore, you could load a fucking truck. We were going to 163,500 pounds, 4 buckets, fucking ding 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 ding, and a set of doubles, and just fucking see ya. That was fun. Massively overloading the machine. I would like to point that out, but you could do it.
All the
not a little bit. It was a lot of bit. I picked up the really heavy shit. Just real quick, the really heavy shit they'd bring up was like really fine powdery looking shit, like almost like sand, but it was like gold sand. It was literally like a glittery gold bronze color. And that's when you knew like that shit was heavy. And we were just getting piss pounded in there. And I was hurrying, trying to load around the trucks and sort this ore and everything else and this and that. And I go to grab a bucket of this shit just to get it the fuck out of the way and put it over in the store in where it goes. And I just went to take a big full bucket, and the ass end of my loader just goes doing. About catapulted myself right out of the goddamn fucking seat.
Crepachet.
Just fucking, I was like, all right, reset, fucking dump the bucket out, half bucket, here we go.
You
and
know
even
what,
with a half bucket, you could feel the ass end just fucking bobbling as you're going along.
you know what that really was, though? It wasn't even ore.
Karma?
No, dude, that's just all the glitter from the Las Vegas area. It's recycled glitter. It smell like tanning lotion. Anyway.
Have you ever been to Vegas yourself, sir?
No, I want to. Maybe.
No? Okay.
Maybe.
So I have.
I don't think
I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. I went to Vegas. No, you'd want to go back. It's a shit show. But we were going across in front of I think it's the Bellagio. And Milo, lay down. Stop being a jackass.
Milo.
Good boy.
Lay
Thank
down.
you. Thank you. Anyway, I think it was we were going in front of the Bellagio fountain, and you know how they got like the I don't know if you want to what the politically correct term is, so I'm just going to use the term I know. The hookers walking around. There's usually in groups of 2, and they're dressed up. Some of them are dressed up as like showgirls. Other of them are dressed up as like firefighters, cops in spandex, so on and so forth.
Okay.
And there was I'm assuming an unnatural redhead, just because it looked very, very dyed. And this brunette walking around, and they had like the cop get up on and shit, like fake nightsticks and fucking cuffs, but the cuffs were real. And you could pose with them. You pay them money, like $15 or $20. You take a picture with them. And she snapped a handcuff on my wrist, and I'm blitzed walking around because that was the only way I could deal with the just vast amount of people in front that was around me. And she said something along the lines of $20 for a picture download or something like that. And I looked down at my wrist with a handcuff on it, and I said, "Sweetheart, unless you plan on finishing this, I would take that off." Because something you probably don't want to know about me: whips, chains, and restraints are fucking my thing.
Well, that was.
And she took the handcuff off, and they left.
So that was another fantastic taxi cab confessions. With that being said,
wasn't there a song like that? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but whips and chains excite kegs. There.
I was actually the inspiration for Rihanna to write that song after she spent the night over at the cabin.
Yeah, I figured you knew who sang that.
You just let her escape, huh?
My bus driver, when that song came out, yes, I was still in school when that song came out. I think. Had to have been. Yeah, had to have been, because it was Mr. Yep, senior year of high school. Junior year of high school? Whatever, it doesn't matter. He loved Rihanna. Yeah. He loved Rihanna. My bus driver, like, he'd wake up early and turn on MTV just to watch the music videos with Rihanna in it.
Baller. Just saying baller.
He's like, yeah, I'm sitting there like, what, morning coffee and morning wood at the same time? What the fuck are you trying to do, bud?
Speaking of wood.
That was back in the day when MTV would play music and stuff. We had much music here in Canada. The same thing back in when I was in high school growing up. They played, music on demand, whatever they do, like different, like, music-based TV shows, and then it just turned into reality TV, and I don't even know what they do now if they're even around anymore.
You had Tom Green.
Oh, God.
Dude, you had Tom Green, but you also had Red Green. Red Green was a legend. PBS legend.
That was. I definitely enjoyed watching that as a kid.
Dude, I'll still watch that. Keep your stick on the ice,
Always keep your stick on the ice.
Yep, gotta keep that stick on the ice, but my grandfather and I used to love that show. Anyway, so speaking of, what do we got going on next week?
I believe some sort of collaboration with Z-Man, right? Z-Man?
That's right. Did you know about all this, Kegs?
I'd heard whispers. Sorry, I was listening to see what the hell this dog was doing. Dude, can you lay down? Like, what are you doing? What do you want?
Wow.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, come here.
We have
Go ahead. Come on. Oh, boy.
The dog better pay attention. We have an Ask Me Anything puppy. Ask Me Anything next week. Next Sunday.
Don't ask him. Don't ask him shit. He's a moron.
7
Certifiably,
p.m.
he's a moron.
Eastern. It's 7 p.m. Eastern. You go to Z-Man's Twitch. You can ask a question. And then he's going to be with us in our studio at 6 p.m. So you can watch it there, but ask a question, head over to his Twitch. So the links will be in descriptions and trailers and stuff, I'm sure, all week. So I just wanted to mention that.
That'll do.
Gonna be fun,
That'll do,
dude.
donkey.
It's gonna be fun, dude.
Ogres are like onions, and I would know because I am one.
Are you nervous at all?
No.
No? I don't think I'm nervous about questions, but just being a guest.
I don't think anyone's going to ask me any goddamn thing at all, because I don't really think there's much left to know about me. I'm the controversial guy. That's all I know. I've always been told, like, you're just the guy that says shit, and I'm like, yep, that's accurate.
Dude, part of me
Boop the snoot.
hopes it turns into just like a roast.
Boop the snoot.
Yeah, well, who knows what's going to be?
I'd be cool with that. We should have Legos.
I mean, I'd send it.
We should have Legos come with us, yeah.
Just roll with the punches, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Well, he was
you
adamant.
punch back every now and again.
He was adamant that it had to be at least me and you, Kegs, but I was like, well, because honestly, I don't think I'd be the more entertaining one, question-wise, because I think they know about me too. So, but, you know.
I'm just the guy that apparently pisses people right the fuck off. It's like my duty on this podcast. Oh, and to say, and we're the fuck out on our sign off.
Yeah,
that's like my two things. Yeah, I'm a two-trick pony. Have a nice night, fucking
dude. I don't think you're the only one. You know, you're not the only one that feels hate. Like, I don't know. It's just easier to do sometimes.
I wouldn't call it hate. I don't call it hate. I can give a fuck less.
Well,
what is your deal,
opinions.
dude?
We'll say opinions, right? Because some of it,
everyone's
like
entitled. You're all entitled to an opinion.
Yep,
we all are. They're all equal, and they can all equally be retarded.
That's true. I mean, not every opinion's a good one, but yeah, I like.
But you're allowed to have it. You are welcome to have it. Doesn't mean I got to give a shit.
That applies to me too. I've like literally.
That applies to this dog more than anyone else.
Yeah, I mean seriously, like it's applied to me before. That's fine. That's just because you're real. But I don't know what else. I don't know what's been going on lately. So I didn't have a whole lot of time this week to play. So is there anything major going on, or how's things going?
I noticed there's some people were bitching about the matchmaker a little bit. I didn't really have any matchmaking issues myself for the time I played. But I did notice that my ping was real bad. And I mean, like, she's trying to dive for the mountains. You know how like when your ping goes bad, it pulls you into the ground?
Right. You think you're going one way, all of a sudden it just loads back in. No, you are actually going this way.
Yeah, well, that, and then like I'm sitting there pulling the stick back, and she's just rolling and diving for the ground. I'm sitting there like doing this like fucked up fucking circle-y fucking. I kept it out of the ping was enough to keep it out of the ground, but you were fighting the plane the entire fucking time. Like if your aeronautics just completely like your computer fucked up or something. I don't know, and I don't want to hold your paw, dude.
Was it really as bad as, like, was everybody seeing that?
I don't know. I just know that was happening to me a lot. Like it was rough. I still got a couple kills that way.
It wasn't every
somehow,
match, but it seemed to be a lot more often that there was some lag issues popping up here and there, and there was a bit of time. I think the matchmaker was taking longer than expected. So. But that was resolved pretty quickly. I think the devs got on, made a patch for that, fixed that pretty quick.
Right, and they're always on top of it. Like again, I'll reiterate it. Calm down, people. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Calm the fuck down. If they say they're working on it, it will be fixed. All right, don't bother these people. They work hard for us. Just say thank you and move on with your life. Okay, there. I feel better. I feel better now. Do you feel better? Does that make you feel better too? He says he feels better too.
It was just like you were
Right
talking to
on.
the dog.
I know. Yeah.
Calm down.
Talk to the dog, people.
Yeah, calm
This
the
is
fuck
this
down.
is the Starform dog. Joe sent him to me. I love him dearly.
Aw, what's his name?
No, this is Milo. This is the biggest blockhead I've ever seen as far as the chocolate lab goes. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he seems to be pretty affectionate for
No,
you.
so yeah, well, he's not even actually my dog. Complete joke there. I was doing a bit. This is Breeze. You remember Bill?
Yeah.
Yes, this is Bill's dog.
Oh.
Or
Oh.
one of them. He's got two. So Bill is an over-the-road trucker. For those of you who don't remember, and this little bastard is about a year old, and he gets very bored going on the truck for the week with him, and he chews a lot of shit.
I could see that.
So he cost Bill about $400 in shit that he chewed up last week, and he's very unhappy with him. So he asked if he could leave him at his house, which is where I'm at currently, and have me watch him while he was on the road. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. So I guess I get to train a dog now.
House sitting and dog sitting.
He's probably better, I'm just saying, than the truck.
Well, and that's like, so Bill's had a German short-haired pointer. Her name is Hazel. She has 3 legs and has had 3 legs since she was a puppy. And she's a very sweet dog. She's 8 or 9 now, give or take-ish. And she'll go on the truck, and she does just fine. She'll just sit there and chill, takes naps, doesn't give a shit. Like, it's all good. This little bugger, he needs to be entertained. Hence the reason I'm letting him lay in my lap right now so we can do this without as much interruption of me having ADD squirrel moments over in the corner like, what the fuck are you doing? So, no, he's not a bad dog. Bill is thinking about getting rid of him, though, just because he needs more interaction than he can give him, per se.
He's a needy dog.
So,
He likes the attention, right? And it's not the lifestyle that he can provide, so...
No, like, you put a bone in his kennel with him, he kennels great. I mean, he is actually he's a sweetheart. He really is. So if anyone's looking for a chocolate lab, shoot me a DM. Maybe we can help my buddy Bill out here. So here I'll do this real quick. This is Milo.
Oh, look at that face.
He is actually he's a pretty good sized chocolate lab. Honestly, he really is.
If I had the my god.
He is actually decently smart. I rip on this dog a lot, but he is actually he's decently smart. Thank you. I don't know if he retrieves very well or not. We've got him to do it a couple times. He's not gun shy because we did take him duck hunting a couple times. He did okay, but no, he's a big lover. He's a big lover. There isn't a mean bone in his body. He plays a little rough every now and again, gets a little overexcited, but yeah, he's a good pup.
Go
so,
well, shoot.
And he's a chunky boy. Like, not fat, but he's a chunky boy. He's chunk. Yes, you are. Don't give me that grunt. Don't give me that grunt, you bastard.
Well, is this a good time to go straight out of the tap?
Absolutely, and I vote someone else goes first.
Not it.
I'll take it this week. Why not?
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Hot shot.
Well, I don't really know you guys all too well yet, so I'll be asking these kind of questions just to kind of I get to know you guys, and everyone else gets to know you guys too. But let's say if you guys got to have any vehicle of your choice, you didn't have to pay for it. There's no insurance cost to you. It's just here's a car. It's provided. Or vehicle of your choice, what would you go for? And I don't mean like, oh, okay, and then I'm gonna sell it and then buy a house. I mean like this is gonna be your vehicle,
Breezy, you got anything on this? I need a minute to simmer, and I don't want dead air. You got something right off top, or
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do.
you kind of do?
Yeah, I think I do. I think a GTR,
Was either
like a Nissan.
Okay.
And the thing is it's somewhere between supercar and stuff, and all the things fun, but it's actually kind of practical. It'll run. You take care of it. It's fine. And
Right, it's a
all-wheel drive.
practical road car that has a good performance level.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. I like that answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I think, yeah, something like that. It was between that or some of these Chargers that are like Hellcats and the Demons and stuff. But honestly, the GTR.
Those would be fun.
Oh,
honestly though, you know what's better? You know what's better yet is the Camaro has a model out called the Exorcist, which is retarded. It's like fucking like what the hell is it from the factory? Like 1,300 horse or something like that.
I watched an episode of Top Gear, and they actually they featured that Camaro Exorcist, the Dodge Hellcat, and then I forget the third car. There was a third.
It was a Mustang. It was a Mustang. I forget what model, but it was a Mustang.
Yeah.
Clarkson had the Mustang. Yeah, Clarkson had the Mustang. Richard Hammond had the Hellcat or the Demon, whichever one it was. And of all people, James May took the slowest driver in Top Gear history, took the goddamn Exorcist, and I'm just like,
slowly.
Oh my god, it was bad. It was bad. That guy's that fucking guy. He's great, but he's such a fucking marshmallow when it comes to driving. He couldn't even get. He's got like 1,100 or 1,300 horsepower. He couldn't even get the goddamn thing to do a burnout. Okay, I feel better now.
Okay, so what did you say, Legatus?
Oh, I actually didn't pick one yet. Kegs, you went with the Camaro there.
No, that wasn't my pick. I was just I went down the rabbit hole. Fuck. Okay. So I'm gonna answer this in a two-part because I need to talk a lot for my own vindication. And the real answer to that is because I look at it from two different points of view, I guess you could say. So there's the part of me that loves classic cars, and I always will love classic cars. Yeah, eat a dick, Breeze. Actually, no, I'm going to go Australia and eat a dick, cunt. Anyway, no, so like I said, there's a part of me that's always going to love classic cars, and one of my absolute favorite old cars is a 67 GTO with a 440.
Okay, that's fair.
Hard top, not a convertible. I'm not a convertible guy, but a 67 GTO hardtop would be fucking tits. I am a big fan. That's one of my favorite old cars. Or a true Yanko of any kind. Could be an Elko, Chevelle, Nova. Probably the Nova, just because they're a little more rare. But one of the old Yankos would be cool. You know, I would love those.
Basically, any old muscle car.
Starsky and
To a degree. I mean, the Yankos, the GTOs. Starsky. I'd be fine with a Judge. You could give me a Duster, even. The old Hemis were always nice. The old Cuda, like a 71 Cuda. I was a big fan of the Cuda.
Dream car for muscle man. Mine's an Olds 442. Probably like a 70.
Oh yes, the Hurstles, 442. Yes.
Black.
They had actually, so that would have been a 7. That would have been a 71.
Something like
because in '69 the Hurstles was a white and gold combo, which was sick.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah. Just oh my god, I seen one at a car show.
I agree. And 3-speed Hurst.
And it sounded good, and the dude drove it. He said, you know,
that would be a really nice one. And the Hurstles specifically was very rare, or is very rare nowadays.
Like I think it'd be fun to drive like some of these Lambos and Ferraris and shit, but dude, no, not very often. Yeah, not very often. Like on a track or something, it'd be cool.
They can't even go down the road up here. I got too many fucking potholes. I'll rip the bumper off the fucking thing.
And some extreme like large trucks even. Like I'm sure I could find a better place.
I got 4 inches of fresh snow on the ground. You think they're gonna move right now? Fuck no.
See, but that makes sense.
$500,000 paperweight.
See, snowcats and stuff are cool. Like you guys probably get to mess with that. I've never got to mess with it.
Oh, but no, the practical side of me, the real side of me would be like, it's going to be a big diesel truck because I pull a lot of trailers.
500 something, you know.
It's not going to be a Ford. It's not going to be a Ford.
Or 350, you know, that size though, like the 350, the whatever, right?
It's gonna be it's gonna be bigger. I mean, like I have a 2500 HD Cummins now, and I very much enjoy it. I think there was one I saw, and it was stupid, but I enjoyed it because it amused the shit out of me. I have a picture of it, and I'll have to put it up, and we'll use it as the thumbnail for this video. It was a
this 6-wheel Ford F1.
No, it was a big ass International with a cat motor in it and shit. It was just stupid. Okay. But it was like all painted red, white, and blue and shit. It was fucking that thing was cool. That thing was cool. But it would just be a big diesel truck, big 4-door diesel truck of some kind that's loaded down with all the bells and whistles, fancy shit. You know, just a nice family tow rig essentially. Would be my practical answer because that's what I need more than anything else is a practical tow vehicle that can fit the family. So
right on.
Fair.
Yeah.
So Legatus, what do you got? What do you got, buddy?
Well, I don't know. I would just go for. I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of Aston Martin. And
like a DB9.
Yeah, you know, something like that, or a Vanquish, or you know, you know, one of those, something like that.
Those Vantages are cool too. Yeah,
I was going to go full exotic, but you guys kind of talked me out of it by realizing, you know, if this is going to be your daily driver, potholes and whatnot, do you really want to take you know, a super hyper car to, you know, the grocery store? Yeah. 4 times you can get your weekly groceries.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to drive these on the walls, but I think
they make the Jag, as Jeremy Clarkson would say. I think it's the XC70. It's all-wheel drive. Got quite a large boot, if you will.
The XRS looks just like the DB9. And by the way,
it does actually. It is almost a carbon copy. Except for the suspension's a little different, but I think the suspension for both was made by Ferrari or something like that. I forget because it was featured on Ding 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 Top Gear.
Right. Oh yeah,
Top Gear, man.
I mean, I watched all those years ago. I've seen just about every episode with Jeremy Clarkson and those guys in it, and
I've seen all the specials.
I mean, it's been a while. I could probably rewatch them.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. Botswana, I've seen it a million times. That special, like. Dude, I love, yeah. Somehow it's like this weird secret between all of us we didn't know we had. We're all like mega fans of Top Gear. It's awesome. That's just weird. It's weird. By the way, shout out to Xanatos. Couldn't make it this week. He had some in real life things come up, and we wish him the best. Yeah. Send love and prayers and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
It's always
you're segueing, sir, and you didn't give us yours straight out of the tap.
Oh, my question. So
clear.
I have to look it up here. Hold on, 1 second.
Hey, are you a little more prepared here?
Okay.
Me?
You didn't do yours either. I just did mine.
I know I didn't. I was trying to take that time to decide just how controversial I wanted to be because apparently I'm that guy. And I decided we're gonna reel it in a little bit. We're gonna reel it in a little bit. And I'm just gonna. It's not even necessarily a question, but it's more of a statement. The old Chevy trucks and the old GMCs are exactly the same fucking thing with a different badge on it. You can eat a dick. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, basically.
Different trim package, different badging, same motor, same transmission, same suspension, all of it. Putting it to rest right now.
Right now. Done and over.
I mean, that's something I always thought too. When I was younger, I'd see, you know, Chevys and GMCs driving next to each other on the road, and couldn't really tell them apart besides that one different badge there on the front and back.
That's literally the only difference is the badging and the trim packages. That's it. Chevy is just General Motors, but it's the fucking poor man's version. Kind of like a Pontiac and a Cadillac. If you know what Pontiac stands for, you're following my train of thought here.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what Pontiac stands for and Breeze can put a beep in, I will say it.
I've heard that. I've heard that one before. I don't think we need to dive in that deep there.
Well, no, I can say it politically correctly.
Okay.
Would that be acceptable? Was that acceptable?
I mean, it's your guys. It's your bit. Say it.
You're responsible.
Say it. So Pontiac, for those of you who aren't hanging around a bunch of old timers in the garage, is Cadillac.
Beep. Beep.
Excellent. I love the fact that it was perfectly in time. But no,
he's responsible.
That guy should have done it. Perfect. Yes. But no, that's something that they used to say a lot, and so they're the same fucking thing, dude. They're the same thing. You could take the motor and the transmission. Hell, you could take the computer out of them. They're all interchangeable up till like 2005, I think. Obviously, the diesels were a little different, but that was minor details, and you could change that pretty easily. So
there's a few vehicles that didn't make one brand or the other, but they for the most part there was a copy for a majority of these cars.
Absolutely.
There was no DMC equivalent of the Camaro, for example.
Lincoln and Mercury
that would have been pretty cool.
Fords. Yeah. That's what I was trying to.
Yeah, those three are basically all the same thing too, or a lot of it is interchangeable.
Absolutely.
What?
I mean, a lot of car companies have a twin company. There's
well, that's like a lot of people don't realize Volkswagen is the
and Infinity cars look very similar. Similar chassis, just with a different body frame that look very similar across a lot of models.
And the interiors are almost identical.
Toyota and Lexus, Honda and Acura, right? A lot of brands do have partner companies that they sell their car packages to, right?
A lot of people don't realize that Volkswagen is actually one of the largest car companies on the planet by stint of they've bought most of the car companies on the planet.
Oh yeah,
Bugatti,
they own
Bugatti is owned. Yeah, Bugatti,
yeah,
Lamborghini, Aston Martin. There's another big one that I can't think of right now, but that's all owned by Volkswagen now.
Yeah.
Right.
Fiat? Is it Fiat?
Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Fiat.
Fiat
Actually,
is,
I think
with Ferrari.
I think so, but I know they were looking at trying to buy them. There is a couple like old standalones that are still holding out somehow, but
yeah, it might not be. I might be probably thinking Alfa Romeo. They're a little.
It could be. I think Peugeot or how the fuck you say it. I think they're owned by them. Alfa Romeo.
Peugeot.
I think they're still a standalone.
That's a French one.
So anyway, Peugeot. Peugeot.
Persia. So
or
speak that French Canadian to me, Daddy.
There's Peugeot and Renault.
Yes, Renault. Yep. I thought it was Renault for the longest time.
A couple years ago.
So my straight out of the tap, sir, is kind of in our wheelhouse with back kind of towards MetalStorm. So Boeing, have you guys been paying attention to the Boeing thing recently? And how those lawsuits are turning out? Well,
first I've heard of it.
Something about doors blowing off.
It's been ongoing now. Yeah, so basically there's a lot of stuff that's going on with these planes lately. Apparently, they used to do their jobs and then have like post-inspection, so the mechanic would build it and then people would inspect it. And they got rid of that for labor, a whole bunch of weird stuff. Anyway, long and the short, I guess like out of like 57 aircraft, only 33 were good at one point, and yeah, a whole bunch of weird stuff. Well, long of the short, my question is, do you think Boeing should be allowed to continue to make airplanes in a commercial sense?
That's a pretty interesting question. I mean, in the sense that they've shown
Whether
that
it's
they're
Boeing or yeah, any yeah. Do you think let's put it that way. Let's rephrase it. Do you think any manufacturer should be allowed to continue making aircraft at this moment?
well, I mean, there should be some level of oversight into like quality control, right? I mean, I guess that would be up to the country that company's based in, the companies that buy the aircraft, right? But like, I mean, that's a pretty big purchase, and I mean, you're buying this aircraft from a company. How is the person supposed to know how it works better than the company, right?
Yeah.
There's a certain onus of responsibility that the quality, the integrity of the product is going to be what you're paying for, right? So,
Well, from
yeah,
this,
I don't know.
from what I gather too, there's an incentive in keeping older aircraft in the air or something. Something you get like certain breaks or something. I'm not sure exactly, but there's some reason why you get bigger breaks on like maintenance or something with older aircraft than you do like brand new planes. So that's a big incentive to keep them in the air. Like I don't know, man. It's like a really complicated issue, and it has nothing to do with necessarily Boeing per se, but just kind of all aircraft manufacturers. Like, what do you do in this case? Do you shut down the entire company? I mean, basically, what's flying around is all Boeing.
Well, and
There's other big
I like
brands
to.
too, though. There's Airbus. There's okay, that's the only one I can think of right now. I'm not really a big commercial plane aficionado here, but there's other competitors out there too. Bombardier's one. I mean, they don't make the massive things like Boeing, but they still have some pretty big jets they make out of Bombardier.
Well, like
even though they need bailouts every few years.
Like if us three were shoved into a room and said, "Okay, you decide what they have to do from now on to consider to be safe or whatever." What? So, number one rule is what? Like inspections, probably. Like.
Well, and that's what I was going to touch on real quick. Is that's not necessarily a problem of the manufacturer. That would be whoever the fuck bought it having a proper maintenance program.
Sure.
So, like, not necessarily like going back on Boeing per se. You know, if they build a product that's made to handle X amount of flight hours and you're not checking it to make sure it's holding up after X amount of flight hours, or just changing it after X amount of flight hours, oh, Jesus Christ, then that's not Boeing's fault. That's the company who's using the plane's fault, whether it be Delta or fucking whatever the fuck the other ones are that I can't think of. Well, but that's, like I said, that's not on the manufacturer. It wouldn't be on like Northrop Grumman if they had any, or Airbus, or Boeing, or any of these other fucking plane companies. They just build it to a certain spec. It is your job as a purchaser to maintain it. Not any different than my crusher. I don't turn around and go, "Hey, Cedar Rapids, this shit fucked up after 4 years of running it, and I haven't touched it in maintenance. You need to fix it. I'm going to sue you for it." No, that's not how that works. My job as a crusher operator is to fix my shit when it breaks.
Yeah.
Or when it's getting close to a service due period or whatever. So that's my take on it. Fix your fucking shit.
Right, but the way I've gathered from the information I've heard, and I might not have heard everything, there might be other conflicting stories, but it doesn't seem to be a maintenance issue, more as a manufacturer defect kind of thing. The door latches have been failing on a specific aircraft type, right? So that makes it seem a little bit less that it's a maintenance issue. Maybe it's a maintenance protocol issue. They didn't design the maintenance program for that aircraft properly. That might need to be adjusted, but
So
you know,
install now.
Right.
when
It's
you
so that
release a product and it's failing, you know, that's a recall.
It's
You know,
literally
something has to
leaving the
happen for
factory
sure.
broke now. So, but that's the thing. It's double because not only have they incentivized these older aircraft that should be falling apart and are, but they are also making new ones now that apparently don't work. Like 33 out of 57 worked. Like, imagine if those other 17 or whatever it is were in the air. I mean, that's scary, dude. That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary.
We're not talking about like a car that carries, you know, you
For
and, you
people,
know, your
yeah.
family, God forbid something happens to that group of people, but we're talking about airplanes that carry 200, 300 people aboard, you know, that could potentially crash into a city, God forbid, if it has engine failure that has potential for thousands of casualties, right? Like, you know, these are basically missiles with wings flying around the skies, and they're falling apart after a couple years of service, right?
I don't know. It's one of those things where I hate to say it, but maybe it's just not commercially viable. I mean, if they're losing this much money that they have to keep, you know, cutting back basic stuff like safety, I'm good, man. I'll drive.
Yeah,
And
well, I mean, maybe the airplane tickets have to go up by a large margin, right? Maybe air travel isn't as affordable as we all hope it to be.
and it
You
probably
know,
once was in the early times, you know, 50s, 60s, you know, when it was a new thing and it was sleek. And I mean, shoot, man, we had Concorde.
well, there's a lot of government incentives too that keep the
Avro car.
prices down too, right? The price you
Military
pay for a
contracts.
plane ticket
Yeah.
actually costs, I think, a bit more for the airline, but the government pays for you know, convenience of travel and transport and et cetera, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. And that's the thing.
Well,
Roads
all I can say
exploited.
to that is where the Spock is my jetpack.
I just want my robot legs. But I don't know, boys. I felt like that was a pretty good question, though. I don't know. We're right around 50 minutes, so to wrap up, final subjects. Who wants to go first?
No subject.
Yeah, I don't know. Excited for the new black market event that'll be coming up soon, I guess. We don't have a date confirmed, I don't think, but
Ooh,
they said in the
juiciness.
next few weeks.
Do we
Tell
know what
us.
plane's going to be
I
in that or
think there
no?
was rumors it was going to be. I forget already. I saw an announcement or something that they announced what plane it was going to be. I just don't have it on me at the
If you had
moment.
to speculate, pure speculation.
Oh, well, I know it wasn't the Gripen, but that's the only one that I know that they have been working on that isn't released, so. Let
It'll
me
be an
see if
F.A.
I can.
Crusader.
It definitely, yeah, okay. It definitely wasn't the Griffin, though. Shut up.
No, that wasn't it.
You wouldn't know, you fake gamer.
Here's a picture. In the announcements there on the MetalStorm Discord, the Jaguar
Jaguar.
GR3 light attack plane.
Typhoon.
It will have
it's the
infrared
Seppi. It's the
missiles,
Seppi.
light rockets.
That's right. It's a Sepcat. Yeah.
Ah,
It's a
okay.
Sepcat. Yeah, that's the manufacturer, Sepcat.
The Seppi.
It's a British plane.
Yeah, that's right. I think we
And
were
it's
talking about
amazing.
that last
That's
week.
right.
I mentioned
that
it
is
looks
right.
kind of like an aardvark with that long nose and that like really
And it
sleek
should be.
canopy look to it.
It should be fast. So
It should. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It looks pretty sleek. I'd give it a good speed stat for sure.
Dude, I've saved I've saved up like 300 or 400 like of the gold things, and I'm thinking I don't know what I want yet. I can afford the fitter, but do I want it or the F1? And now
F1.
well, depending on what's happening with the Sepe, oh, you never know.
Well, I mean,
Both.
if you're since you're building up and
Both.
you definitely I mean, you don't have all the planes, right? You need those aircraft credits. It's probably best for you to buy the ones that are worth 100, or if you do get that black market event topped off, then it's worth it, right? To get that, because you get it at level 8, you get the unique ability, you get a skin for it. So I mean, I definitely do that. But otherwise, yeah, wait for those prices to come down from 400 to 300 to 200. They'll eventually bottom out at 100, like everything else, in a couple months.
So that's how
what I'm waiting for to
if
get
you
the
missed
fitter.
your chance on the black market event, just wait it out.
That's how the smart
no
players
sense
do.
rushing.
Okay.
So this isn't like the old redneck anthem, when in doubt, throttle it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, fuck, if you got the money to spare, fucking buy what you want, man.
Sadly, I do have
I just
plane but one.
I just got another dog, so, and not this one. So maybe next week's episode I'll have at least one of my beagles with me, and we'll be featuring one for sure.
Kegs is going to do a dog show for us. He's going to have them perform tricks live on camera.
Yeah, we can record. Yeah, that's what we can do. I'll stay at the club hunting grounds, and I'll just turn my dogs loose, and I'll record with my beagles screaming in the background.
Perfect. Farquaad could be cooking dog. I
in China?
I don't know. I could be petting a dog. We'll just call it meat.
Bro, I say this with love, but what you have does not qualify as a dog.
No, it doesn't. She is a real life teddy bear. She is the old German.
She's not even big enough to be a teddy bear.
She's a little teddy bear.
She's like the size of my can of Pepsi.
Yes, there's a little teddy bear.
You can put it in a crib with a baby, and you have to be worried about the dog.
Yes, she's my baby. She's smaller than. She's about the size of my bicep. Like, no joke. She's about, I don't know, 8 by 4, 8 by 4 inches, like square. I'd say she's a little thing, man. You give her
you're sitting over there like home in defense.
Dude, she's built like a ferret. You get her wet, and she's built like a ferret, dude. Like, that hair makes her look so much thicker than she is. Her head's like huge. She looks like my little brother with that huge ass head. Like, he's got to have a huge special pillow to lay on. So does she. So
I'm not even gonna touch that one.
No, I'm just saying he's retarded. Hi, buddy. If you watch it, if you're not watching it, you deserve it. Anyway.
All right, guys. Well, I think it's getting close to that time to call it a night.
It's pretty close. I was trying to think of any last things. Of course, when Xanatos gets back, maybe we can get with LAA. Be sure to check them out on Friday nights. They still doing the Friday night things? Friday night fights?
As far as I know, I still see their announcements coming through.
Fantastic.
They're doing their little tournament things, their little free-for-alls. That's pretty good. Keeping active, keeping the community engaged.
And they're still doing the thing on Sunday, the F.A.F.O.
Look around and find out.
I just don't want to forget them, but usually Zan handles what's going on, so we know that much. Be sure to check out their server. Links in the description. Z-Man, of course, thank him as well. Check out his Twitch. I think it's every night, 7 p.m., something like that. Is that right? Eastern? So is it 7 p.m. Eastern? 9 p.m. Eastern? Check out his Twitch. It's in the links in the description.
I don't know.
But yeah, it's a good time. What else? I think that's it, boys. I mean, Xanatos.
If Z-Man's not on, you can always check out the creators tab in that MetalStorm Discord there. There's a bunch of people streaming nowadays.
That's right.
You can come on, check out some of the DRW guys are streaming. Some of the Kerr guys come on and stream occasionally.
There's a bunch of Twitches now. Yeah, good point, dude. Good call.
So yeah, come on, come go check that tab out and support your community. You know,
Does the Dragon Balls have one?
everyone's got a Twitch account nowadays.
We'll give a shout out to Gunny and Nightshade.
Nightshaded, yes. They're
Shaded, yes, my bad.
They're probably going to be on soon.
I would imagine they usually get on right around now. So
No,
there's
no,
them. They're on
show. I mean the show.
Oh, did not know about any of that.
I know.
Did not know about that. No.
I know it's.
And yeah, I guess last but not least, don't forget to check us out live next week with Z-Man.
No, yeah,
absolutely.
But DRW, do you have a Twitch?
Not personally, not for the squad, but there's a couple of the guys have started Twitch streams. Some of the new recruits. There's Fest and there's what was the other guy's name? He was a new guy, Omega Muffin.
Omega Muffin.
He's a new guy who's started Twitch streaming too. I'll get you their links and we can put them in the description there below.
Cool. Yeah,
that'll do. Good.
All right, boys.
That'll do.
I'll tell you what. Till next week. We I don't know. I guess with all that.
With that being said, he's been cool.
He's been Kegs.
And I'm still Legatus.
And we're the fug out.
Bye.
Welcome to another Odyssey. I'm gonna set your face on fire. Let's get higher. I'm gonna set your